Abundance Show, welcome back for another episode of Try Talk Tuesdays. We are on season 5 now. Season 5.
Are we?
Well, no,
it's season 4.
So I apologize. Y'all, welcome back for another episode of Try Talk Tuesday. We are on season 4. All right, this is the second round of season 4, episode 7. I believe. Doesn't matter. I am your host, Kiera, also known as Cookie, the owner of Divinely Her, Healing, Elevating, and Renewing.
Yes, y'all. And of course, it's your girl, Nurse Britt, the founder of Empowerment Fitness and Wellness Center, empowering women all over the world.
Yes, and we are back for another conversation on Tribe Talk Tuesdays, y'all. And we have the pleasure of having the beautiful guest with us, Miss Yadira. If you don't mind, go ahead and introducing yourself for the people and telling them what you do.
Hey everybody, my name is Yadira. I'm in the nonprofit space. I'm in the workforce space. I'm in the industry of uplifting women as well. And I'm also a mom. I also like to include that in my introduction to the world. So yes. I'm happy to be here.
Yes. Welcome. Thank you for joining us for another conversation.
Thank you.
So we always like to lead off with asking our guests, what does healing look like to you in your own definition?
So healing looks like, for me, being in solitude, praying, experiencing new things. I like to read. I like to be around uplifting people. I like to be around my family. I'm very family oriented. So healing looks like a multitude of things for me. But what has been working for me thus far is just really locking in on what it is that I want to do for myself and what makes me happy, and just try and do different things. So that can be different foods, that can be a new book, that can be like a coloring book. So I just started to get into that as well. So just trying different experiences and learning what it is that I like now at this age.
I love that. I love to hear that, especially when you were saying like doing things that you like to do, or even if it means going out by yourself or trying new things for yourself. I think a lot of times, and I was saying this to myself last night, sometimes we become so comfortable with having people around us that when we want to do something, we want other people that, you know, we care about to join us. And if they don't want to go or they don't go, then we tend ourselves to hold back from going. And it's like, you got to put yourself out there sometimes to like, you know what, I'm going to enjoy this by myself and do something that I like to do and show up in a room as somebody else so you can meet other people, have new experiences. So I think that is very amazing to even hear you say that.
You're reading my mind low key, because we are growing, we're evolving, and we're meeting new people. I'm meeting new people. I'm going out. I'm experiencing different rooms, different experiences. So that comes a level of different set of mindset. And then also adapting to what's going on around me, because you don't want to be stuck in who you were 10 years ago.
Right.
So you want to always be ahead of the curve. You also want to just be informed of what's going on in the world just in general. So I make sure that I tap into those different pockets everywhere that I go. And I always like to refer to myself as a student right now. So I'm taking in a lot of information. I'm learning what it is that everyone is doing around me. And then I like to take those bits and pieces from those who are in my inner circle and then incorporate that into my own life. And how can I be a better Yadira?
Yes. And even when you were saying putting yourself in rooms, right?
Yes.
Britt was having a conversation with me about that not too long ago. And I'm a person where sometimes I like to how you mentioned solitude. I like solitude. I like to shut off sometimes from people, because sometimes I can overexert myself in injury, in my energy, and that's just me learning how to set those boundaries. But I'm learning the more that you put yourself in different rooms around different people, it opens the doors for things that you probably didn't expect, or maybe something that you were expecting in a circle that you may already be in, that it's over here in this new circle that you're already in, and it's a lot more easier and just flows a little bit more better.
That's alignment.
I'm
Yes.
That is alignment.
Yes, it is.
That
I'm
is
here
alignment.
for it. I'm here for being aligned with the things that are meant for me to receive. Even if it looks confusing at the time, or even if I may not understand it, I'm learning to also not lead into my own understanding, if that makes sense as well too. But what I also wanted to ask you, and hearing that in that response, because not everybody thinks like that, right? How do you feel as though that your own healing journey has led you to the work that you're currently doing today?
So in my line of work, I wear many different hats, but a lot of what I do is serving others. So that takes a lot of my energy. And then in my introduction to you all and to your audience, I am a mother as well. So my number one job is my kid. That's my priority. And then it's myself. And then it's everything else that I'm doing. But that takes a lot of my energy, that takes a lot of my time, and I can't get that stuff back, right? So one of my friends asked me, it's funny, how do I decompress? So solitude, I love. Sometimes that's like a red flag to people, or they think like, girl, like, why you ain't answering my phone calls? Or why are you just in the house? Because that's how I regroup. So I like to just, sit in the house. I'll probably have a good show to watch, or a book to watch. And I'm a heavy YouTube person, so I don't really like watch TV too much. But that's how I regroup. And then once I get myself back together and I feel I can go back into the universe and serve others and do all the things, I'm available. But right now in my healing journey, it's important for me to just prioritize myself because I do a lot for others, a lot for others.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it in a negative way, but that takes a lot on me. So I just have to do what's best for me right now just to come back my best self, because if I am out of whack, if I'm not my best self, I'm not going to be 100% to do what it is that I do or what I'm called to do.
Yes.
So
No, I agree. So it's amazing. We love to. You still ain't going to that what you do, because she does a lot. But like you said, like you're in the business of serving. You know what I mean? Of serving, and it does take a lot out of you. And it doesn't matter what space of serving that you're in, right? Because what it does is that as you're serving, it kind of, it's the time that it takes to replenish is being diminished, if that makes sense.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So, and we talk about all the time, I always say, like, I don't pour into people. You get my overflow. And if I'm not pouring back into myself and I'm just constantly being in that service, it's like, all right, the overflow is running low.
Yes.
And it's like, wait a minute,
you can really feel depleted.
Yeah, you're tapping into my cup. And it's like, what is going on? And I think that, yes, solitude is amazing, right? But sometimes, so I was thinking about that the other day, like, solitude, like being in solitude, sometimes, you hear the expression, sometimes we have to isolate to elevate, right?
Correct.
And if y'all know, like, my curriculum, I modeled this curriculum off of this caterpillar and the butterflies, and the pupa stage it's a form of isolation, or that cocooning stage.
Yes.
And sometimes it could be hard, right? It could be hard because not only are you trying to pour back into yourself, but you also have to sit with yourself, right? And I think sometimes having that balance, right? Because I know, like, I've been in a isolation period for like a couple months now. You know what I'm saying? And really understanding that, okay, like, are we refueling? And are we sitting with ourselves? Or are we just like refueling that cup and not sitting with ourselves? You get what I'm saying? So, because when you talk about that healing journey, so it's like you have to have that balance. So, okay, some days we got to sit with ourselves, and then some days we got to pour into ourselves, right? Because if not, we're still going to be having the same issues. And then not only that, as we're serving, we have to have that discipline to know, like, listen, yes, I'm available, but at the same time, I'm not. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
And I think that's something that I'm realizing in the space that I am in, like, where it's like, okay, yeah, let me see. I'm thank you for the invite. let me see what's going on.
Right.
But I don't think this is for me. It's not aligned with what I have going on. You know what I mean? And just understanding that, and I think that just having that balance, because that's where I'm at right now, where it's just like, okay, yeah, it's like, okay, thanks for the invite. I'm gonna come. That's fine. But yet, this is aligned. This is not aligned. I need to regroup. Yeah. And pour into myself. You know what I mean? So it's just having that balance. But I'm actually reading The Art of War.
Okay.
And it talks about, and I'm in the 7. I was listening to another audiobook, but it was talking about having discipline, right? So I was actually thinking the other day, was like, okay, so what does discipline look like, right? Because we're disciplined, like, so somebody might be financially disciplined. They're like, bills on auto pay, cool. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to them.
Right, exactly.
Give me some tips.
Listen. You know what I mean? So people are disciplined in different areas of their life, but it's like, what does that look like in a whole, with that whole, like, regrouping and still healing?
So you want to know something that I just recently came across? So I'm glad that we're talking about discipline. So told y'all I'm heavy into YouTube, so I like watching people's like vlogs and stuff like that. So there's a girl on YouTube that I watch, and one of her episodes of her channel, she was talking about discipline and how she lacks it, and what does that look like for her right now. So she said that she wanted to take 6 months of her life to focus on whatever that was that she discussed on her channel. But I was like, like, that's interesting. Like, I want to incorporate that into my life. So as of right now, the 3 things that I said that I wanted to focus in on are my finances. I also want to prioritize my romantic relationship that I'm manifesting for myself. Okay,
I'm not on manifestation.
Marriage, yes. Also, I know that's like marriage, boo.
Period. So the audience. But outside of that, I also want to be more disciplined with my mental health. Okay. Because a lot of times, I know in my life, like, I'm very prone on, what they gonna say about me if I say no, or if I say I'm not coming, or whatever. Yes, sometimes I am like that, and it may not read that way, but sometimes I am like that. But what I'm learning is it's okay to say no. Yes, people tell me no all the time, but it's just how I go about receiving the no. For me, and I'm okay with it right now. Like, if it just does not align, if it's something that I don't want to do, I'm just not doing it. And it's just like, no shade to anybody, like, I will still love you the same, but it's just not something that I want to do. So those are the 3 things that I'm focusing in on, but I said that I'm going to do one thing at a time, because I'm not going to just put too much on my plate right now. So I said, I'm going to do this for 6 months now, and then I'm going to follow into the other things that I said that I was going to focus in with discipline. But that's where I'm at in life right now.
I resonate with that, and I can definitely understand that, because for me personally, somebody who it was hard for me, I'm coming from being a people pleaser. Yes. It's hard. It was hard for me to say no, because I thought I had to be at everything to show up, and like I was gonna miss something, and truth be told, I'm not missing anything
at all.
And nothing's wrong with it. And even like for you talked about the discipline in the 6 months. That's something I'm actually getting ready to go into for myself. I had a conversation with my friend and her husband. And it's just like, all right, what does these next 6 months look like for me? That means I can't be in every room or at every event that's going on, and it's okay. And something that was said back to me that I'm starting to realize, though, too, is like, for the people that you show up for the most, right? If they can't support you during this time, during these next 6 months, are they really supposed to be a part of your circle? Or are they really the people that are meant to be a part of your circle, right?
Exactly.
So it's how you said you're okay with no now. I'm okay with the word no. I'm okay with understanding that not everybody is meant to go along on a journey, as much as I would want to still have or hold the relationships that I would want to hold with them. But as we talked about with alignment, not everybody is aligned with where you're going, and you're not all the time are you aligned with where they're going and where they're supposed to be either. And it's okay. It may hurt. It is what it is. And that can be with family or friends. I'm learning it as well, too. But regardless, I still wish everybody the best in their journeys. Absolutely. And wherever their destination may lead them, I want I want to see them flourish in that that destination in abundance, right?
Yes.
And be able for them to, yes, whatever their lane, like Britt always talks about staying in your lane. Whatever is in your lane for you, like, cheers to you 100 over, right?
If it's something that you're really passionate about and you just recognize like, hey, I'm over here, that person is over here, I still love you the same. It's just that's just not my path.
Yes.
So
and there's nothing wrong with that. I think sometimes we just always get caught up, like you said, like, it's just like, it's nothing wrong with, you know what I mean, just elevating, and because at the end of the day, we all have a calling, right? Like, we all have a purpose. Like, God put us on here, and we all have a gift. And it's like, my gift, your gift, everybody's gift serves a purpose. You know what I mean? So it's just like, and this free, like, your audience, like, whoever is meant to be, you know what I mean, in that circle. So it's just like, you know, it's like you said, it's no shade. It's no shade. Like, I love you. And it's just like, hey, listen, like, this is what I'm on. You know what I mean? And it's just like,
but you know how, like, you'll have your family, you know, you want your cousin to come to this, or you want your sister to come to this, or you want your uncle to come to this, and they be like, nah, that's not my thing. Or they may not even say nah, they just ignore you. But it's just that those people that been there from day one, that when you say, hey, this is what I want to do, and before everything came into fruition, it was just an idea. But now when things are in motion and you are actually starting to live out what it is that you said that you were going to do, it's like, hey, I want you to join in with me because you my sister, or you my mom, or you my dad, or, you know. And if it's just like, no, it's just no.
Right. So you know what we learned coming from the world of Herbalife, right? When you're doing something that's very positive, and before you were probably doing that, right? Even if they knew your dreams, your aspirations, a lot of times they knew the old you.
Right.
So a lot of times the people that are closest to you are always going to associate the old
Girl,
you.
yes.
So it'll be somebody who's newer that'll see you for who you are in that present moment and doesn't even know the old you, and will support you more than your family member. So and also realizing that though, right, even for your friends and your family, they're watching you closely because they want to see how long it's going to take. How long is it that you're going to fall back on what you said you wanted to do? And then eventually you still doing it, they're going to come around and support you. All right. They'll never really say it though. And of course I get it. We would love to have the support of the ones that is closest to us, because what we want for you, what we want for ourselves, we want for you at the end of the day. Okay. But it doesn't always work out like that. You know, it doesn't, unfortunately.
No, I feel like the more, like, when we talk about personal development, right? It's kind of like, you know, it's just like, yes, I want good for everybody, but I can't want if you're not, that's like, if I'm not willing to put in the work, right? If you have a doctorate and I'm like, you're like, yeah, bro, I want you to get a doctorate. And I never even like enrolled in class. If I'm not doing the work, right? It just goes, but if we're not doing the work, then it's just like, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, you have to, I just think that in this phase, and I agree with, you know, with both of y'all, and I just feel like in this phase, like when we're elevating and growing, I think it has to be at a level of selfishness, right?
Yes.
And when I look at like people that are on a certain level, right? And I'm not even going to use the word success, right? Because success is your own personal definition, right? Exactly. So it's like, at the end of the day, but when you look at people that are successful, they had to be selfish at a certain point. And it's just like, this is where I'm at right now. And it's like, and if you're not doing the work, it's going to show. It's just like how they call like low hanging fruit, right? If the tree continues to grow and you're just right here and you haven't tapped into bettering your own life, right? We're going to go like this.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's no shade, but that's just where it's going to be. Like, you know what I mean? And it's just like, and I can't pick you up if you're not willing to do the work. Like, you get what I'm saying? And that's just, I think, where it's just like, I'm not even like, I'm just like, what's up?
Yes.
And then they're gonna be like, you still gonna be like, Brad. And then I'm like, what's up? You alright? You good?
And I'm that
you know
way
what I'm saying?
to a
but I still gotta keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? Like, I still gotta keep it moving. And it's just like, and when you get up here, I'm gonna be like, what's up? You know what I'm saying? You okay? Come on, like, oh, I see you. You know what I'm saying? So,
and I like that stance, and I am that way, but I just come from an environment and in my career field where there are people out there in society that don't know these things like exist, or certain type of resources, or like, hey, you could come to this for free, you don't even have to spend money to do this, or like get comfortable with talking to strangers. Like that's foreign to a lot of people. And some people don't have the mindset that I can just go to this event and I can change my life completely. So if you don't have someone that's by your side or in your inner circle telling you these things, you can't even fathom it.
Right.
So I understand sometimes that, but I do understand that I can only give you but so much.
Right.
So I'm the person that I'll sprinkle it out there like, hey, this is outside, y'all. But it's like, if you aren't going to, you know, let me go get my babysitter, let me go get $10 from this person, put it in my trunk, my tank, and we gonna go. I'm not going.
Right.
I'm gonna leave you. Because at the end of the day, it's my journey, it's my success. I know what it is that I want for myself, and being selfish is not. It shouldn't be looked at as something that's like bad.
Right.
Yeah.
Just hearing you say that, right, it made me think. I feel like sometimes in life we go through cycles in life. And if you don't complete those cycles, it can come back as a full circle moment for you to complete the cycle that you didn't complete prior
repeat
to,
your
right?
fail. Like,
so
5th grade again.
Right? I want to say right after COVID, it had to be right after COVID. There was a point where I had I went down to, I was just doing stuff where our last guest talked about romanticizing their life. And you spoke about that as well too, right? So I was doing stuff where for a weekend, my son was away in Virginia with my family. I rented myself a hotel room down in Center City for a weekend with a view of the city, a rooftop pool. I went down to a nice restaurant down Center City. Paid for myself to get something to eat. I ended up meeting up with a friend and went for a hike that same weekend as well too. And a lot of things was just like how I talked about earlier, doing things instead of waiting for other people, doing things that I wanted to do that I felt was going to make me freer, get back in tune with those things with myself that I liked maybe even as a child, right? So I feel like that's kind of where I'm at this point in my life. And I posted something earlier today where I was like, lately, it's been a lot of moments that are reminiscent with how I felt as a child, the love I received from my grandparents and my great-grandparents, or how safe I felt as a child being around my family members, right? And these moments, I'm just trying to like appreciate it and value it a little bit more and understand that everything in life is not in my control, right? Sometimes things are going to happen. I get upset because I want it to go this way and it doesn't go that way. It goes a completely different way. And it's going to be ups and downs. And I'm learning to appreciate the downs just as much as they are the ups as well, too, because in life, as you talked about balance, you have to have that balance.
Yes.
Just as much as being selfish, but the balance of the good and the bad as well, too, so you can learn the lessons and do things differently and how you show up. So I'm grateful to learn in these moments, you know, to go out and do things, be in new rooms, experience new people, make new connections.
You should. We should.
Yes.
It's so much stuff that's out there to experience. There's so many new faces that we need to talk to.
Exactly.
There's so many things out there that we don't even know exist, but you aren't going to be aligned with those things if you don't put yourself out there. And we just have this one life. This one life.
Ooh, reminder.
This one life. And that did not resonate with me until my uncle passed. And I attended his funeral. And I'm just seeing this like lifeless body just sitting here in this casket. And I'm like, this is going to be the day that everything that I say that I'm going to do it. And sometimes it takes for something real severe like that to happen for it to kick into people's head. And not saying that I wasn't doing things before, but I took it way more serious because it's my life. And I'm not going to allow anybody to stop me from doing what it is that I want to do, the fun that I want to have, the money I'm going to make.
I know that's right.
And then, you know, just everything it is that I want to do for my life. So my advice to you all's audience is just to get out there and to do everything it is that you want to do. Write it down, research, start the network, If you know that this person is in fitness and you want to get into that room, talk to these ladies. If you want to get into the rim of the nonprofit space and how do I become a nonprofit leader, talk to me. If it's something in workforce that you want to do, talk to me. But you're not going to be aligned with those things, and you have to get out there and you have to do the work. So if it's in you, start today.
Yes.
That's my advice.
And don't make the mistake I made when I first started by putting myself in a room and then not speaking and letting people know who I am. You have to speak because that's how you make the connections with other people.
All the time, be the first. Like, yes, this is who I am. Even if it makes you uncomfortable. Hey, hi, how are you? You know what I mean? Make a contact, definitely.
And introduce yourself as your brand. Me and I'll always remember this. I don't know if you remember, Britt. We was on the steps the one day, and I always see this guy in the gym.
Wait, you gotta tell me the story. I wasn't here.
No, I'm gonna tell you. Shout out Bite TV, okay? So I always see him in the gym, and I just remember when that was my first day actually meeting him in person. And Britt's first time as well too, and he was just like, who are you?
Okay.
And when I introduced myself as my name, and he's like, no, who are you? And I was like, I said my name. I'm like, I'm here, and he like, no. So the whole point of it was introduce yourself as your brand. Like when people, that's how you show up as you're that walking advertisement for your brand. So the energy that you give off, that's how you should introduce people, letting them know who you are to put that out there for people. So yeah.
Yeah, I love that. And I was watching, I think it was like an interview, or I was reading one of Karen Civil books, and she was saying basically how she started out was going to events by herself and then just looking around, scoping the room and see who's out there, and then just starting to introduce herself.
Wow.
And then there's also another book that I read that completely just changed my outlook on a lot of stuff, but it's called Women Involved by Sarah Jake Roberts.
Okay.
So I'm just like at a point where, because I'm famous for when I'm out with my work crew and my colleagues and stuff, and we going to this event, and I see them sitting at the table, I'm like, girl, get up. Like, we about to talk to this person, we going to talk to that person, and if you ain't coming, I'm doing it with you, and I'm going to tell you what my conversation was about. But you have to get out there and you have to do it, and I'm glad that you had that experience, because I had that experience as well. Like, I love to promote what it is that I do for work, but I don't want work to be my sole identity. So that's why I don't like lead with that most times. I like to be known as the person that's behind the scenes connecting the dots. So that has always been like my personality, because I don't really get a thrill off of like recognition too bad. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but I just like to sit back and watch like, oh, I did that behind the scenes. Like I did that. So I'm just that type of like person. I like to do all the behind the scenes work and like pat myself on the back, like that type of person. So
I love that. So if we could tap in a little bit more into like the work that you do, what does that look like for you?
So my primary day-to-day, as I mentioned, I am in workforce. So I work for the National Center for Urban Solutions. I always like to rep that company because it's an all-Black, minority-owned company based out of Columbus, Ohio. But we've been here in the Philadelphia market since 2020 in the workforce space. So my day-to-day is connecting parents with employment opportunity, but what they do have in common is an obligation to child support, and they just aren't working at the time. So we are support for them in that aspect, and just giving them the leg up and say, hey, I know you have X amount of experience in this field, let me connect you to this. Aside from the workforce piece, I am also really hands-on with our health and wellness arm. So under NCUS is the African American Male Wellness Agency. So we do a lot of great work for the men and the women and their whole family. So we just want to make sure that everybody is prioritizing their health. So we have this annual event called Black Men's Wellness Day.
I was about to say, they just had it, right? Shout out to my girl, yes.
June the 7th.
It was Temple, right?
Temple University, yes, on their campus. Over 1,000 people who attended. We had our community partners sponsors, vendors, and everybody in the community, all sides, West Philly, South Philly, North Philly, everybody came out for us June 7th. In the morning, by the way, because that's very hard to do. We know, like on a Saturday, 7 a.m. is crazy. But we were able to get all these people to come in and just make like health fun.
Yeah.
And just make it a priority as well, and making sure that you're connected, to this resource. But
and it's for men, so that's key.
It's for men, black men.
Yeah.
And
it was dope.
Yeah, thank you. It's a tour as well, so we're doing this in over 18 plus cities.
Wow.
So Philadelphia is just not the only market that we're doing this in, but I am really proud of the work that we are doing, because there is a lot of moving parts to this event, with just really selling what it is that we're doing, making sure that people are showing up, people are investing in us, because this is a free community event, right? So we're going after sponsorship dollars. It's a lot that goes into this, but this is our 4th year doing it. We already have a date for next year, so we're going to do it again, and it's just going to be bigger and it's going to be better.
I know that's.
But aside from the men, we do have a women's movement, I like to call it, named Uplift Her. Oh. Yes. So basically, we do a lot of healthy movement activities. We prioritize our mental health as well. Uplift Her is in 3 markets currently. So we're in Philadelphia as of September of last year. We're in Houston, Texas, and then in our headquarters, Columbus, Ohio.
Okay.
So we are gearing toward our first Women's Wellness Day, which will be September the 20th at Tiffany Fletcher Recreation Center. So I'm really excited about that. Basically, all the health screenings that we did for the men, obviously we doing it for the women, but we're going to have certain screenings that are just made for women. And then we'll have vendors, and looking forward to having the community come out and join us that day as well. But I'm doing this alongside my colleague, Tayana. So sorry, shout out to you, girl.
Yes.
But we are really boots on the ground when it comes to our approach with gathering the community. So we're taking it like back to knocking on doors. We putting stuff in mailboxes, all of this stuff in preparation for our event. So we've been doing this for damn near a year for the men, and then it's like here for the women, we're just mirroring the same thing. So I'm really proud. This will be our first wellness day for women in Philadelphia. So this is monumental to me and to us. So I'm just getting to this health and wellness space. So this is actually really like important to me, because this has been the first company who has really put a hyper focus on these type of initiatives, as far as your mental health, your physical health, making sure that you make a livable wage, because we know the average wage right now in Philadelphia is $7.25, and they're going through bills to make that $15 an hour, which is still pretty low, but it is a jump. But I'm just like really in awe, like, dang, like I work for an all black company. They are really making sure that the community is really thriving and really doing the work to do it. So I am just like really excited about everything it is that we're doing. I love the team that I'm with, and it's just really amazing to me because I'm very pro-black.
Oh, come on.
So I graduated from an HBCU. I graduated from Lincoln University, and then now I work for an all-black company, and then I'm doing the work for our people.
Yes.
So
and the hair is on point.
I know, right? So I'm just like really just excited about that. And then I kind of like manifested this career for myself. Like I never said that I was going to be in the workforce or health and wellness space. So my degree is actually in mass communications with a focus of public relations. So I just kind of like went through multiple jobs, and then this just kind of fell in my lap. But what I like to emphasize, because we've been talking about spirituality and religion, and you mentioned God, right? So I am very spiritual, and then I prioritize making sure that I pray, making sure that I express gratitude, and I include God in where I am today. So before I got this job, I was like just entering back into the workforce space. So I just had my daughter. So I was trying to figure out like, what am I going to do with myself now? Because I just been in the house forever. But I just was praying like, I need to be with a team that's going to motivate me. I need management to be right. And then I also want to learn from the people that I'm working with.
Yeah.
And here I am now. I started that job back in 2022. We're in 2025, and I'm thriving and I'm doing good. And the people that I work with, I actually like.
Right.
Because that's important to mention, because a lot of times 9-to-5s get shamed. And it's nothing wrong with having a 9-to-5. And I do also aspire to be an entrepreneur at some point, but I'm a student right now.
Right.
And we can't overlook being a student before you become the teacher.
Exactly.
So that's just where I am in life. But I'm just grateful for everything that I've been doing.
I know that's right.
Seriously.
I love that. And so I remember you did give me your card before, but I would love to do some more connections with you in regards to that, especially with the women's health and wellness, because as you know, I'm a doula. So being a birth doula, I'm coming more into my confidence side of it now, because having the back-to-back births that I've been having for this first half of the year, the outcomes have been pretty positive. So much so, the one that I had like 2-3 weeks ago, I didn't even make it to her on time. And that's because I'm so used to things running a certain way. Like, for instance, she had an intervention. An intervention is something like an epidural, right? And if you're still like at a -4 in an epidural, usually your progress with labor is slowed even much more. But clearly baby had other plans. And from 3 a.m. to a matter of 8 a.m., usually that would take a whole day process. Yeah, baby was out and everything. You know, grateful nonetheless. But I'm still, as I'm going along, I'm still learning things. I'm being able to tweak certain things that I want to do, because I've developed relationships with a lot of these girls now that it continues past the birth, that I'm getting text messages, I'm getting asked about certain things. So it's like, all right, I need to make myself resourceful to be able to make connections for them in the plugs, because
and that postpartum care, not to cut you off, is important too.
Yes. Not for nothing, I love Wombish. Wombish is great. Okay. But there's some resources that there aren't had. They can make the connections for it, right? But I want to be able to be a source for that as well too, and to incorporate the things that I do along with the fitness side and into that as well too.
You're extremely important.
Yeah, it's so important. And I realize even now, like being a doula, how much more movement is important. The whole eating and everything, it plays a part in you making sure that you have the best possible birthing experience ever. And even how much the woman is supported, because the emotions that she has and how vulnerable she is. So learning these things and how everybody plays a part. And even when I go into the room, like with the husbands and the wives, I feel like a protector of them in some sorts, because I'm just like, these are my babies, these are my kids. Don't mess with them, right? So I'm grateful for those moments, but I want to elevate that a little bit more. So I would love to connect with you a little bit more.
Because it's really important, even with my own even with my own personal just journey, because a lot of the men, they don't understand the importance of your line of work and how you are of support to both, the mom and the dad, because they go through things too. And just sometimes our experience as Black women in these hospitals are not the best.
It's not
at all.
So I don't gotta say much, but y'all can do the research on maternal health rates and all of that stuff.
There is a documentary on Hulu that you can actually look up in regards to it. It's based on 2 women that went through complications that they weren't listened to prior to going into labor. And so their husbands, their partners, their family members are fighting still to this day on their behalf because of the things that they went through. And they're trying to pass laws and bills to protect us so we don't have to go through things like that. So I definitely think like the education for the actual birthing and labor experience and the postpartum experience is very, very key.
So I'm glad that you mentioned that, because it's a
very important.
Did you go through anything like that?
No, I didn't have postpartum. Do you know, I didn't have postpartum. But what I did have, I don't know. So when I was nursing Nasia, when I was nursing my daughter, she just was on me for like so long. Okay. Like she would eat and then go to sleep. And I'm like, And I'm used to it. I still to this day, like I'm slowed down, but I'm, used to moving around. So for me, that was the only thing. I was just like,
It was attachment.
Yeah, I was like I love it, but I was like, sis, you're on me for like 2 hours. I gotta clean, cook. So, but that was just an adjustment. But no, to be honest, I had a really good pregnancy. I had a really good, like my postpartum, her dad, you know what I mean? Like, I really didn't have any.
I think I did.
Postpartum?
Yeah, because I'm just like used to moving around and doing stuff. So the realization that rest,
well, yeah,
sit down, play with the baby. You know what I'm saying? Like all of those things. Like appreciate that being home. So I was just going through like, dang, I'm really a mom. Like those type of realizations, and then just like, okay, I have to feed you. I gotta change you. I can't go this place or I can't do this stuff. Like I have to sit in the house and I have to make sure that I literally keep my eyes on you. I have to read to you. I have to bathe you. Like all I have to nurture you, all those different things. So I think
did you have a village or?
So I do. Okay. But
no, I mean at that time. So not now, but at that time, because that's important too. And I don't think we talk about that, like having that village, like having that, like I know, like ancestry or like in our hits, like women after we had birth, like come over, come over, you know what I mean, like clean, cook while you rest, you know what I'm saying, my mom has the baby, make you stuff like that. So that village and that postpartum care is very important.
Yes, no,
you know what I'm saying.
Not to cut you off, Britt. What I tell my clients all the time, especially when I first meet with them, the village versus the visitors. That's very, very key, especially when you first had a baby and it's a couple involved too, because you don't want to get it confused with the people who just come to see and then leave, and then they're not asking, what can I do for you? How can I help you? How can I assist you? Somebody to go and run and get groceries for you, or maybe we need a date night. I encourage, when I do my last home visit with them, I encourage them, take time for yourselves individually, but take time together as well too, so you can still keep that spark with you all, especially if it's a new mom and dad. And so I think that it's very important that you understand the difference between the people who's really a part of your life that's there to help you and assist you, and they want to help you raise that child and rear that child in the best direction possible, versus the people who are just there to be the onlookers.
I feel like I did, to your question, I did and I did not. And I say that because I had like family, they'll come off, they'll drop stuff off, Pampers, food for me, sanitary napkins, like all these different things for me. And then my stepmom, she's actually a labor and delivery nurse. So I had her assistance with actually delivering my daughter. And then when I was like experiencing issues with the nurses and stuff in the hospitals, they were like treating me like trash, like seriously. And then just really undermining me and didn't know. I'm like, you know who my stepmom is? Let's talk about it.
You gotta let her know.
Because when something just didn't sound right to me, I would bring it to her attention. Because my daughter, she was born with a severe jaundice. So I know that's normal, but she was under a UV light for like hours of time. I had to consistently like track when I'm feeding her, because I was breastfeeding her. Always being pricked with this needle. It just was a lot with me going on at the time, and I just felt like they were trying to rush me out of the hospital. So and I'm like, I have the insurance. They weren't even making it a priority to give me like food, so I didn't even understand that while I'm in the hospital they can give me like food with my insurance. So me and my daughter's father, we ordering food, he's going out, coming back, until somebody was like, hey, do you want? And I'm like, so stuff like that. That's for episode 2, y'all. But to your point about the village and stuff, and why I feel like I do and I did not, it was I don't like yes men. So I feel like I had a lot of yes men around me, and I say that because it's like, if you notice that I need help and you see me doing the things that I'm doing, tell me, sit down and let me do it.
No, Yadira.
I feel that way.
No.
I feel that way because it's like, if you see me doing this, and I'm on my feet, and I literally just got out the hospital yesterday, let me help you.
So it's this thing, right? It says so this is the thing. Because
I'm listening, girl, because I felt the way.
because what's wrong with you asking like, hey, listen, I need help.
But if I don't know it,
because this is the thing. Because sometimes people they're like, that's just her. Like she just wants to, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. She just wants to do everything. Like leave her alone. You already know how she is. That's how, you know what I mean? Yeah. And that might be the perception.
Yeah.
Because you're so used to just doing. You know what I mean? Stuff for yourself.
Stuff myself.
Exactly. So they don't want to offend you, and then you're a new mom.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? You're a new mom. Like I know for me, like my village was around, but like I didn't take my daughter out. You know what I mean? Like nobody came. It wasn't too many visitors.
Mm-hmm. Me either. So I'm like, y'all can't touch her.
Yeah, like it was like yeah, it was like wow. You know what I mean? But I had my village. But at the same time, like. It was like, Britt, we got it. Mm-hmm. Because they know me. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to sit there. Like, when I came out the hospital, I was like, all right, her dad was like, I thought I had to put everything together. I'm like, all right, in my mind, I'm like, okay, cool. Mm-hmm. We go home. You know what I mean? Like, it's done.
Yeah.
Like, it's done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, that's just who you are as an individual. And then sometimes I think we have to ask for help.
That's true.
You know what I mean? And I think that might have been a thing where it's just like, you're like, no. You know, I said it to my daughter, like, don't you see me? Why wouldn't you not want to help me? It's just like, what? Do you need help or not? Yeah. You should have asked. You know what I'm saying? And, and it's like, because this is the thing, sometimes asking for help might be hard for you. Mm-hmm. Apologizing might be hard for you. Mm-hmm. Saying that I love you might be hard for me. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? So sometimes we have to get out of there. Like, is it hard for you to ask for help? Yeah. And it is.
Possibly.
It is.
Because people, another thing is people don't know unless you tell them.
Yeah.
As well too.
You might carry it so well. That's like people that's carrying it so well, right? But at the same time, they still struggling too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They got like 2 pennies in their purse, but you would never know.
Yeah.
Because the way that they carry it.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So it's the same thing. Like, all right, she don't say nothing to her. She's doing her thing. You know what I mean? Like, if she needs help, she'll ask.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Then in your mind, you're like, you don't see me struggling. Right. See you looking at me. Say something.
Yeah, that's true.
You have to say something.
So I do want to give a fact though about something you said, and this is just for future reference. Do you plan on having more children in the future?
Yeah.
Okay, so look, this is for future reference. Just if you're going through that again.
Okay.
You mentioned jaundice. Yes. I just recently learned, doing my research, that when your child has jaundice and they're talking about keeping them, no, I want my child with me and I want to breastfeed every 2 hours and supply them with milk. Mm-hmm. Because when you start doing that helps the baby. It's like reversing whatever it is with the count of the bilirubin. So,
okay. Thank you. Because I was just like, I don't even know what y'all are talking about right now. Nobody is thoroughly explaining it to me. I'm like on my phone trying to Google stuff and trying to figure it out. And I just felt like alone in the moment.
Yeah. And that's why we need more doulas.
Yes.
That's why we need more birthing centers.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? We need us taking care of us. And that's important. Mm-hmm. Like, it's important. Like, it doesn't matter what, like, I know when I was in the hospital, like, with my mom, and it's like, yeah, we're nurses, but us taking care of us is very, very important.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we understand us. You know what I mean? And it's not just women. Women understand women. But yes, women of color understand women of color at the same time. So we need these birthing facilities and our doulas, you know what I'm saying? And our midwives. Like, we need them. We need to go back to that. You know what I mean?
And for the men to be educated on it, because when I introduced this to my daughter's father, he was not with it. And I'm like,
child, you'd be surprised how many men so the first thing I do when I first meet with my client, I'm, how are you, Mom? Okay, Dad, how are you? Why do you want a doula? Okay, what like sometimes the dad be like, well, I wanted it because of her. No.
yeah.
No.
She just say,
I'm gonna need you to do your research, sir.
Yeah.
I'm like holding him super accountable. Yeah, like no, holding him super accountable to as much as she's self-educating, you gotta self-educate too. And I'm gonna quiz you, and I'm gonna make sure that you're on top of it. It's so important because another thing that I realized being in in these hospitals too. The mom is very vulnerable. Mm-hmm. The mom and dad could both be in there. They already have a birth plan. They already have an idea of how they want their birth to go and what's going to happen. doctor will come in, totally negate dad, look at mom and she's crying in pain, ready to give in, and be like, what do you want to do? Dad will sit there and say, this is what we want to do.
Yeah.
Doc, what do you want to do? Totally ignore dad. Like he doesn't matter, especially even if it's a husband. It doesn't matter if that's the father and he's there and they came in together and they already, why would you try to separate that front? So I always make sure to tell my clients beforehand too, like, you guys got to make sure y'all on top of y'all's game. Even if y'all have something going on with each other, that can't show there, because they're gonna play that to you, play that against y'all to the fullest, being in those type of rooms. And I posted a video a couple weeks ago, and it was just a joke. Like, somebody asked me, like, you really be down there looking all up? Yes. At first I used to be scared, but I realized you have to be down there when mom is giving birth and the baby's coming out, because sometimes these doctors mess up. They left. I had one incident where some gauze were left, and this is why they have to keep count of the things that are on top of the table or whatever. Yeah. So when they looking at everything, and I'm like, well, if it's not in the trash, if it's not, it has to be inside of her. Yeah. Like, so those are things like that's very serious, because you don't want
infection, sepsis,
you don't want anything to happen. God forbid. I had one bad experience where mom had complications afterwards due to a C-section. And I never want to experience that again, because I don't ever want to feel like I failed my client and I didn't properly educate or advocate for her the way that I needed to. So I definitely agree that, like Britt said, we need to see more of us in that field, because it matters. And nobody's going to protect. We know our struggles and what we go through in history, regardless, as Black women. And I feel like nobody's going to protect us, nurture us, or advocate for us like us.
Yes.
Yeah. And the men, and I think even with, like you said, like educating the men of, like, not only like just what a doula is, but just educating, like, do you know what our body goes through? Yeah. Like, just educating them on the process of like, yes, I'm carrying a child for 9 months, but do you understand, like, what's internally going on? Like, all my organs are being pushed this way, so I can carry this baby. You get what I'm saying? Then afterwards they're going, like, do you, like, really understand it? And then understanding the severity of birth, you know what I mean? Like the actual birthing process, the pain, what can happen, you know what I mean? Like, all these things, like, this is very important, my man. Like, like I need you to like really understand, you know what I mean? Like, what's really going on. And I think sometimes, well, I think the majority, like you said, like, I've heard that too. Like, when my daughter's father, like, he was like, you know, my mom had 6 kids, and then she wasn't like that. I was like, bro, I was like, this is my first. 1930s. Her 6th one, she was on her porch. Like, listen, my mom had 6 kids too. On her 3rd, you know what I'm saying? She had my sister, like, on the toilet. Sis came straight out. Yeah, this is my first. This is my first. It's a little different, my man.
Right.
Like,
yes.
The body
shout
is
out
not
to the dads that get it, though.
Yeah, that's
some
true.
of the dads that get it, especially, what I love to see going to, like, the labor and positions classes is the dads that come back as, like, a 2nd or 3rd timer. And they be like, they feeling like pros by then, because they know the whole playbook and they know what to do. Yeah. So they ready and prepared. And then to see them encourage other dads as well too.
That's good.
It's like, okay, we need more of that. We need more of that.
You be like, bro, hold it this way.
Yes. And another thing, I'm starting to see men doulas as well too.
Oh, really?
Yes. There was one in my recertification class that I took this year that he was in this class, and the mindset he had, like, talking about it with us, he has a wife. He's prepared that when it's time for them to have children, he's going to be the doula to his wife. Shout out to you, good
Don DeMarco.
That's funny.
Yes.
I love that.
I think that's really, really dope. And I would love to see, that's always been my biggest dream, honestly, to be a doula, to have, like, a center where not just for women, for all of us, like, that's geared towards children, men and women, but an overall health center where we can supply, we can give back, we can educate, we can teach people trades and stuff like that. That's just my overall dream. And I would love to see that happen with people in our community connecting with each other, coming together, creating a plan, and sticking to it.
I love that.
Sticking right to it.
Let's do it. Open up the representative, because she's gonna be my dear. Keep dropping them babies. I was like, how come, baby?
This is probably, especially with me stepping out on a limb, this is probably, like, the first time that I've took on more than having 2 clients. Okay. And I was nervous at first, but again, one of the things that my team lead Christine said to me, she's like, I'm gonna hold you accountable.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, if you say this is what you want, I better see you start in them emails picking them up. Your dings better be on, and my dings been on. So I'm just
right.
And I realized the more when you're learning something new or when you have a craft, the more you stay in it, the more you educate yourself, and then also surround yourself by different knowledge and other people who are doing it. The more you take perfect your craft more, and you take on more knowledge and become more resourceful to it.
Absolutely. In any line of work that you do, make sure that you do that.
That become that student, man. That student, just always being a student, like you said, right?
Thank you for that reminder, because I think sometimes people forget in life, and that comes in a part where I mentioned about just enjoying the journey and not having so much control about it, that we're not here to, we can turn into the teachers. We don't know everything though.
No.
So we're always learning, we're always evolving, and that's something that's going to constantly happen until the day that we're called back.
Pretty much.
I'm okay with saying it out loud. I know a lot of people, they like, oh, I should be doing this at this certain age and I should be doing that.
Yeah, that's me. But
no, like, just be present in the moment and just enjoying what it is that you have going for yourself, because you're doing a lot. I'm doing a lot. You're doing a lot, and everybody's path is different.
There's no time limit on it either.
No, it is not, because it's older people out here that's doing stuff that people feel like they should have done years back. But it's like, you can't tell me at what age what to do what. So I don't care. I'll be 70 and doing stuff still if God allow me.
I know that's right.
That was me 4 years ago when we started this. I was ashamed to admit after 30 that I was working on healing, when I felt like I should have been healed prior to my 30s. But not realizing that a lot of people that was older than me probably was going through the same thing. They may never shared it, but people go through things at their different stages in their lives.
Yeah.
My
motto is, I pushed out an 8-pound baby. I could do anything. So.
I know that.
Giving life alone is your superpower.
Yeah, because that was really hurtful, like painful, and I'm like, oh my God, like,
traumatized.
Yes, that's why I'm like, I don't know.
Did you have any medication?
I had 2 epidurals.
2,
because the first one came out.
Ooh.
And then I was like, oh, y'all gotta come back. Yeah, because this is a lot, and it just was like, for me, like some type of like outer body experience, and I just didn't know what was going on. I just was ready for it to be like over. Yeah, so I don't know about no baby. No. You
can do it. Your body was created for you to do that, specifically for you to do that.
Especially when you get in that breath work, when you start getting into that movement, you know what I mean?
Yes.
You'll have a different, get the herbs.
It sounds nice, y'all.
I'm like, cook, get it out. Like,
no, but I'm trying to told you though, like, it's an amazing experience. It's to the point that I get emotional now. Like, I'm crying with my clients once the baby comes out, because it's like, and it kind of makes me relive like even my own experiences, right? But just how I'm able to show up for others and empower the women as well in those times, and the husbands or the partners, whoever they may be in those times as well too.
I mean, it's new life.
Yeah.
Regardless of what's going on. But new life.
Yes. So where can people follow you at?
Yeah, so my Instagram is manifesting luxury _. I'm also on LinkedIn, so it's my name, Yadira, Yadira, and my last name is Johnson. Johnsson. And those are like my two biggest platforms that I use for my line of work, and then just also personal, but I'm always reachable there.
Yes. And do you have any events coming up?
So the Uplift Her Women's Wellness Day is September the 20th. We do have an Eventbrite live right now where you can get tickets for free. So if you put in Uplift Her Philadelphia, it'll come up. Outside of that, I'm just working on a few things that I can't speak on right now in lieu of our event. But I'm always just looking to elevate myself, what's out there, what's new that I can tap into. So I'm happy that y'all invited me here on a podcast.
We're happy that you came here and shared the space with us. We really value you for that.
Yeah, this was fun. This was
amazing.
I was a little nervous at first, but I'm like,
I know she was cracking that. I'm like, I'm gonna lead you in the questions. You'll be all right. You'll be all right.
But,
and one more question.
Yes.
yeah.
Where do you see yourself like in 5 years? Like, what does 5 years look like for you?
That's a good question. So, in 5 years, I hope for a little bit more freedom in like my day-to-day schedule, because I'm a single parent. So there are a lot of things that my schedule doesn't allow me to do right now, because I don't always have like a babysitter, but more freedom, because I want to get into like yoga or Pilates or something of that nature. I don't know, like I'm more of a person where I jump around with different things and like how I make money. So I'll probably come up with another idea of how I want to do that in 5 years and be thriving in that. But I also just want to get my daughter involved in more things that I do for work. So at first I was like, no, girl, let me find you a babysitter. You can't come with me.
Yeah,
but
no, bring her.
Bring your kids with you.
Yeah.
You know, I'm starting to notice that that's important for your kids to understand what it is that you do. And just pouring into my child, because that's how I'm healing myself right now also, is pouring into her. So just doing whatever it is that my heart desires. I'm going to look cute while doing it.
I know that's right.
And then that's just, you know, whatever it is that my heart desires. So I don't really have like a concrete answer, but in the grand scheme of things, that's what I would want for my life.
Period. I'm here for you.
That's important. Yes, bring her along. You know why? Because then she'll have an understanding, and it might not, whatever that you're doing, it might not be for her, but she'll respect it, and then she'll understand. You know what I mean? Like, she'll definitely understand, because me and my daughter, we have these conversations all the time, and she just, like, when she gets old, like when our kids, I feel like when our kids like converse with us and tell us like, hey, you know what I mean, like what you've done, or oh yeah, mom, I know you're doing this, or oh, you know, that was a really nice event, mom, or such. It's like, are you paying attention? You watching? And my daughter's the most standish off. Like, she'll be like, I mean, she'll be helping, she'll do stuff, but she is like so like reserved. I ain't gonna say she's standoffish, but she's so reserved. But when my daughter acknowledges like the effort and my work that I'm doing, you know what I'm saying?
Like, my mom is outside grinding.
Yes. And like literally, like, I'm not just out here, you know what I mean? Like, she knows like, all right, mom, cool, you know what I mean? And she sees it. So, you know what I mean? And she'll have and even now it's like, when we talk about like, Nage, what do you want to do? And she's like, mom, I want to do psychology. I want to help. And like, her whole plan, I was like,
yeah,
like, she got her own little way she want to do it, but she's been watching. Like, she doesn't want to jump up and down and work out like how I do in Empower Women. You know what I'm saying? But she has her own way of what she wants to do, and so bring them, because our kids, they see what they do what we see, right? Did I say it right? They do
what they see.
They do what they see.
They do what they see. Tell them to do.
Right?
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? So, and my daughter is like accountability. Oh, she's like,
I love that.
Where's your list at? Where did you check off your stuff? Because you over here asking me about
that.
She is my accountability, so I don't really play too many games.
That's like your accountability partner.
It is. Oh my goodness! Like, she don't play. She don't like what? I'll be like, all right, let me say, because I don't want to be a hypocrite, and I don't want her to look at it like, you know, you was telling on this and you didn't do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, you keep talking about some college. Where is it? Did you go to class today? Like, did you listen?
That.
In my ethics class, she used to be like, mom, you need to stop. She used to talk about the 4 agreements. You need to stop taking things personal, because I did not like my ethics teacher. Yo, I ain't gonna hold you.
Now she clocked the mom. Oh my God.
Listen, she was like, you talk about the 4 agreements all the time. You're taking it personal. And I was taking my ethics class personal. I said, I do not like this. She was like, mom, just do the work. Like, why are you like, do you know this lady? That's how I was like, no.
I do. You know this.
She was like, so what's the problem? Like, just do the work. I was like, you know what, you're right. Because I'm about to fail because I don't like her in this class. Like, it was like I was taking it personal. And it's like, this is the ethics class. You're supposed to debate. You're not always going to be on the side that, you know what I'm saying, that you are favorable with. Sis, relax. But yeah, bring her along. And what is something, you ain't asked this question, but what is something that you would tell your younger self now that you didn't know? Well, you say the question, Cook. I'm all like, what?
What is something that you would tell your younger self now that you know now that you didn't know before? That could help the audience watch.
Follow through with your ideas and be confident in yourself. Yeah.
Don DeMarco.
Yeah. It's not like a real like long lengthy answer.
No, that's
it's
good.
Just believe in yourself. Believe in yourself and others will believe in you. So yeah. Yep.
I like that. I like that because you know what? I think it's every time we sit down, that's the space where it's like having that kind, like you said, believe in yourself, follow through.
Yeah.
And what was the last thing? Believe in yourself, follow through.
Believe in yourself. Be confident, in yourself because the confidence that I do have now, people think that I've always had, and I did not. I just always had people like my grandmom, like reaffirm you are that girl, like you know you right. My grandchild, like that type of thing, and then also my mom, and then my dad as well. So and then other people that I had along my journey, just reaffirming that you got this, you are capable of doing this, you are able of doing this, and then also just exposing me to different things that I can do. So I would just say that, and then just start aligning yourself with the people that you want to be. So
come on, I love that. I love that. Yes, y'all. So thank you again, Yadira, for jumping on. Period.
That was
I love
fun.
this.
That was
fun.
Energy,
the hair, everything.
Yes.
The vibes are real. Thank you guys for joining us for another conversation, and thank you, Yadira, for sharing this space with us. We value, and we would love to connect with you again in the future for another conversation.
I told y'all, I said we gotta come back do part 2.
Period. I'm here for it. With that being said, y'all have an amazing day on purpose, and we will see y'all next Tuesday for another conversation on Trap Talk Tuesdays, y'all.
Peace out. We love you.